2018 has been an exceptionally special season for the Carlisle Midget football team. An 8-0 perfect regular season and a CFA Division I title. A 38-20 victory over the number 4 Waynesboro Stallions in the semifinals. They then capped off a great 2018 campaign with a crushing 41-0 win in the National Conference Super Bowl over the number 3 Susquehanna Township Indians. Not satisfied with being Super Bowl champions, the Herd took their talents to Canton, Ohio and the Pro Football Hall of Fame to play for a Midwest National Youth Football Championship over Thanksgiving weekend.
Let's go! Together with 3! 1, 2, 3! Together! Good job.
Why do you think this team is special?
I think this team is unique in that I've never had a team that's had this much talent on it before. And I'm not talking about just the talent that we've had at the running back position and the quarterback position. I'm talking about the balance that we have across the board. This is the best offensive line that we've had. We have a kid who's a second-year midget. That's our first man off the bench on the line. Bretzy, and I honestly think Matthew Bretz would start on any other team in the league. Probably would have been one of the top 10 offensive linemen in the league if he was on any other team. And here he is at Carlisle, and there's 5 kids that are slightly better than him on this offensive line. And then when you look at the quarterback position, we had Easy Thomas for the regular season. He's probably the best natural athlete I've ever had at the quarterback position. The stuff that he was able to do with the football in his hand, throwing it, running it, making decisions on the fly. There were so many times he got us big first downs with his feet. You can't take that away from a kid. And then here we are going out to nationals with Louis Shank at quarterback. Louis been playing quarterback, I think, since 6 days after he was born. He's got a great arm. He's a good decision maker. A different kind of quarterback than what Easy is. But Louis doesn't make mistakes, which allows us to keep possession of the ball. And that's when we can really grind people out with the outstanding offensive line that we have. And then we have running backs that can just flat out run the football. I don't think that these teams out here have seen anybody in their leagues that run as hard as Jeremiah Snyder and Isaiah Reyes, Marquise Miller, John Jaquez. I mean, these four kids can just run the football, and it doesn't matter which one the play call goes to. They can all run. I mean, Jeremiah was our superstar, scoring the touchdowns and stuff. Marquise was Super Bowl MVP, but Isaiah got us the hard yards. Jaquez caught the ball for us out of the backfield. Those are the kind of things that make a championship team on offense. And then when you get to our defense, man, we just have so much talent. You know, we have not just 11 kids that can play football, but we have 12 to 15 kids to make plays, and that makes any team dangerous.
So, how are your coaches and players going to adjust with coaches and players not being able to make the trip with the new lineups and new positions?
Well, I mean, obviously, with Coach Rand not being able to make the trip, he's kind of, as the head coach, as he should be, he's the leader of this team. But I think, Coach August will do a fantastic job calling the defense. He did a great job calling the defense for our JV team, which, we only had the loss in the championship game for JV. So I don't think that's going to be a huge difference for the kids. I think the kids are used to hearing, Bill, and they know what Bill's expecting. I think we'll be able to adjust around the kids that aren't here. We're disappointed that they're not here because we're a family. But I know we're going to make the most of the trip with the kids we have, and I think it's going to be exciting to see, the next man up, the kid that steps up to make the big play for us.
So, Coach, how do you feel about your first round matchup against the team from Akron?
We're extremely excited to play them. They're 12-0. They haven't been scored on this year. I feel like that our offense is built to score a lot of points. So I can't imagine somebody being able to hold us scoreless. We scored 13 against Redland, 26 against New Cumberland. Those are our two lowest scoring games. Everything else was 38 points or above. So it'll be interesting to see. I know they're big and strong, but I believe we're big and strong. And I want to know if their defensive line is as powerful as our offensive line. I guarantee they haven't seen anybody run like our guys. They haven't seen play calling like ours. So it's exciting. I think it's a great matchup for us to come out here to be able to play a team of that caliber and see where we're really at. And got the dub. Okay? Marquise was hurt, sitting over here with a blanket on. Realized, you know what? I'm the Super Bowl MVP. My team needs me. Sucks it up, comes out there and plays. Paulie's got a bum shoulder from the Super Bowl. He could have just called it quits, not even came out and played. Banged it up in the game, sucked it up, made some big plays there at the end. Super proud of you guys. The offensive line, defensive line, we made some adjustments, okay? We just beat a heck of a football team. We beat a heck of a football team in a gutsy game. And I'm super proud of you. But we're not done yet. We can celebrate this for a little while. We're going to come over here to the Hall of Fame later on, get to see what the best players in our game have done with this great sport. But then tomorrow at 10:30, it's all business, playing for a national championship. Who's with me?
Hey guys, one thing. Great job. I love the O-line blocking, but damn, Reyes, Jeremiah, our wide receivers, way to block. That was holes that we scored on them. Way to go. Way to be selfless. All right, that's what this game's about. It ain't about scoring touchdowns. It's winning as a team. Great job.
Hey, awesome job, D. Way to adjust. Hey, we were on our heels. You guys came back in battle. Way to go. Way to go.
Coach Billy?
Great game, fellas. Now, I want to know who the hell's still cold. Ain't nobody cold now.
Coach Ross, you got anything?
Congratulations, boys. You earned it. You earned this one.
Let's go, bring it in! Go! Together on 3. 1, 2, 3, together! We're champions. We know. CFA Super Bowl champions and national runner-up. No one can ever take that away from you. I'm proud of you guys. Through the August, through the cold nights, the rainy nights, bad calls, didn't matter. We kept playing. Right? I'm proud of you guys. I know the other coaches are proud of you. But listen, short term, we can say this was a very successful season. Very successful season. But we will not know if this was a successful season long term until Friday nights. Until Friday nights. If we're winning at Ken Millen Stadium on Friday nights, 5 years from now, we know we did something right. 4 years from now, 3 years from now, this was a successful season. If Cam and Mitchell go to Big Spring and dominate up there on their field and dominate the Colonial Conference, we'll know that this was a successful season. Wherever Richard goes, where you at, Richard? He's going to be a great player, man. have a basement you can live in. Let your dad know. I am super proud of you guys. We came together. Yeah, we came out here without some of our best players, some of the best players in our league. We were still able to beat a very good Akron team, and we punched these guys in the mouth to start. They just had a better game plan than us and executed. Nothing to be ashamed of. Be proud that you were part of this team. Be proud that you're national runner-up.
Stop going for little kids.
Yo, hit Tommy. Yeah!
So, Coach, how do you think this trip developed the characters of these players?
This team was a very special group of kids, and to win a Super Bowl and to have a end of the year tournament where the kids can be together for a weekend is an awesome opportunity for these kids. And as far as developing their character, just to grow as a team, give them two more ball games to play together against different teams from out of state who we know nothing about. It builds a lot of character as far as experience to face different teams, and the more competition you can get into, the better as they can continue to grow in the next couple of years.
Physically, how they start to grow into their body, and it's a special group. You know, I continue to tell a lot of people that this group that we've been coaching since the Smurf level is definitely special. They started gelling with each other. They compete amongst each other, and very minimal arguments. You know, they hold each other accountable. They want to win.
So, Coach, how big of an impact do you see this midget O-line having in the future on Friday nights?
I think they can have a big impact, especially when they get a year. I'm thinking right around their sophomore to junior year. If they stick together, get in the weight room, I think only the sky's the limits for this group.
How does this trip impact your son, Leighton?
I think it actually impacted him more off the field. You know, it's a lot just spending time with his friends, bonding as a team. Because these guys, 4 out of the 5 linemen, they're going to be together the whole way up through high school. So I think this trip had a lot more off the field impact than on the field.
Bye-bye. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Impression of the first team from Akron, their pregame. They stretched a little bit, and they did not take one single offensive play before the game. They had very little pregame. Once the game got started, it showed. We scored on them the very first play of the offensive series. I think it was Jeremiah had a 60-yard run on the sweep. Well blocked there by our great offensive line. And then we scored again. We were up 2 scores on them think it was the third quarter before they started to play. Very good team. They were physical. They were big. They had some athletes. They weren't very well coached. The second team was big, strong, physical, and was well coached. So we saw two different teams, two very different teams, and I think it gave the kids some experience. And the second game, that team from Michigan, that was our first loss. So it hopefully gave our kids some incentive that they know now that they got to get in the weight room, get bigger, get stronger, and hopefully they can learn from it. And
the competition level was there. Me personally, I think it was a good atmosphere to bring the kids into an environment where it's not your everyday Cumberland Valley, your Central Dauphin, your Harrisburg teams. I mean, we've seen some inner city kids that probably had some tough lives, and they left it out on the field. You know, the competition was amongst the kids, you know, themselves, and they've heard some phrases from some of the kids, and you know that comes with the game, the territory. You know, you're in a whole other state, so these kids play at a different level as our kids.
Just getting to hang out with my teammates in the hotel. I mean, the football was fun. First game was really fun. The second game was, I don't know, it just didn't come into play. But yeah, hanging out in the hotel was probably the best part, just because we got to hang out. So.
So, Coach, as we're going home, what's your final thoughts on this trip?
Thought it was a great trip. We came out here to get good football games. We got 2 good football games. You know, we might not be going home with the championship trophy, but to be a finalist was a great achievement. I think that this tournament's going to go a long way in making Carlisle football great again.
And what life lessons do you think your kids learned this weekend?
I don't necessarily know about life lessons, but I know that they enjoyed themselves, and as far as football goes, you know, they learned that, you know, we can come out here and play a team that's unscored on and scored 3 times and beat them. You know, I think as teammates and friends, they had a great time. They had a great experience there, and just I think it was good for our community overall.